This is Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social. Edward, mate, it's weren't meant to be my fight week. We got a northern correspondent, but I thought, come up here, show him what's what. What are we saying, mate?
Palm Angels.
You're not feeling it, no?
Trout like everything. Something's happened to you, Parsons. I don't know what's happened.
What's happened?
Don't know what's happened.
Like you ain't been giving it lemon to me for a long time.
Complacent, I think. You've started to believe your own hype, and you've let your guard slip, and your levels have dropped. I didn't think they could fall any further, but what I'm seeing today, I'm not a fan.
Right, I will say, yeah, I'm a lazy man. I've been on the move a lot. I haven't. No. I've been on the move a lot. Okay, you've been. Yeah, but you've.
All your stories and your Instagram, you know, oh, here I am with the lads, with a beer with a football in Cirencester. Oh, there's the badge. Look at the badge. Oh, that's you, Parsons. I've been on the move. Anyway, start the interview.
Yeah, well, that was you, not me. Look, Leeds, Josh Warrington returns in a tough fight against mandatory challenger Lopez. Weirdly enough, saw him at the Swindon training ground, which ain't far from Cirencester, doing a bit down in the Hilson gym. But he looks like a hard motherfucker.
This is one of the toughest fights of Josh Warrington's career. I feel a bit for Josh because, you know, I don't feel like he's had the credit he deserves for the wins of his career and the levels he's got to. And then he ends up getting this mandatory before, like, you know, if he didn't have a mandatory, he could do a Leeward unification, he could do a big fight in America. Most people don't know about Luis Alberto Lopez outside of boxing. And in boxing, and obviously the top rank guys know how good this fight is, and it's a really, really tough fight. He's a tremendous fighter, but so is Josh Warrington. The atmosphere is going to be absolutely mental in there on Saturday night, and we can't wait. You know, of course, the football in the middle of the boxing. It's going to be a wild atmosphere and a great main event, great co-main event, a couple of great fights on the card as well, and looking forward to a huge night.
Well, let me ask you, Bridges against Shannon O'Connell. I think you were trying to pip it up more than Shannon necessarily wanted at the press conference. However, when they come face to face, Ebony's smile quite quickly turned into one that you could tell in the eyes she don't like her. What were they saying together? Shannon
O'Connell said to her, I'm mic'd up so you can hear it, we'll play it back later. Shannon O'Connell said, you are fucked now, bitch. That's what she said, so she ain't playing no games. Ebony Bridges is ready to fight. This is the biggest female fight of Australian boxing history. They're two great fighters who won't take a step backwards. I'm telling you now, Bridges O'Connell will be an absolute war, and I can't wait to see it. The atmosphere is going to be amazing. Shannon O'Connell's waited for this opportunity for a long, long time. Ebony Bridges has fast-tracked her way there, but she's underrated. You know, she's a good fighter. She's learning. She puts the work in, and this is a brilliant fight.
Let me just ask you, Lawrence Okolie tweeted recently, he put out something and it said, finally. We didn't really know what that meant, but obviously the mandatory challenger, the Australian, I can't say too many of us have actually heard about it. Last fight, split decision, I think. Obviously the WBO came to you, we saw the letter that was posted online, it was addressed to yourself, Frank Smith, but because of the promotional hiccup, I mean, I suppose you'll be able to explain more what's going on, but they're now putting it straight to purse bids, I believe, or what is the situation going?
I mean, firstly, I do feel a little bit for Lawrence because he's had two mandatories now in his last three fights, and they've both been, you know, like you said, fights that against guys that we've never really heard of. I guess finally means I've got a fight. You know, he's got a fight that's going to purse bids. We know our position, you know, which is that he has a fight remaining for us. Obviously, very disappointed it's the David Light fight because, you know, we hope to...
You don't necessarily... Do you bid for this fight?
No, I mean, look, we'll have to see if it's a fight that makes sense, you know, and whether we attend that bid. But, you know, at the moment, I spoke to Lawrence Okolie 3 or 4 days ago. We had a long chat on the phone. We've both got our different opinions. Our opinion remains we've done an unbelievable job for him. And we wish him best. And we'll see what happens in this upcoming fight with David Light.
Well, that in itself is sort of progression, because I know that before you've done interviews where you've been inviting him to come and have a sit down with you. You say now that you've had a long phone call. How was it? Do you feel like more amicable than it once was?
It's pretty amicable. I don't. All I said to him was I don't like the way that he's spoken about us, really, in terms of the job that we've done for him. But look, as I said, there's people that are on his team sort of representing him that. Anyway, and I think Lawrence is a great fighter. I spelled out the job that we've done for him. I don't think Lawrence disputes the job that we've done for him. I think he believes we've done an unbelievable job. It's just a communication of he believes that he doesn't have a fight left and we believe he does. And that's it, really. But, now with this upcoming purse bid, we'll see what happens.
Let me ask you, Gervonta Davis sort of came out. We were a little bit like, he's done it again, with the deleted tweets. But obviously an email from yourself that was leaked back when you were in Cleveland, offering 10 million plus pay-per-view add-on. Then he went on to say a whole load of stuff, which I was a little bit surprised because I've interviewed you in the past and you've always sung Gervonta's praises and you've always said how much you would love him on the Matchroom roster. Were you a bit shocked for him to sort of come out all guns blazing the way he did?
Yeah, it was a bit weird. I mean, I spoke to Gervonta a lot, over the last couple of weeks. He was going to come out to the Abu Dhabi event. He asked us, I said that we'd have an offer for him. He asked us to make that offer. I spoke to Eric Gomez and told them that we'd be making that offer because, obviously he has Ryan Garcia and I wanted to let him know. We made him an offer, which was a tremendous offer. It was an offer that would be funded by Matchroom, with our broadcast partners obviously on board to air that fight, but the money coming from Matchroom and a site fee, and I thought it was a great offer. Disappointed that he put it all over social media, but don't really care. I mean, there's nothing to hide in the offer. It's a private and confidential offer, but that doesn't really mean a lot these days. And, his criticism about the other stuff. I mean, Gervonta Davis saw Ryan Garcia in a T-shirt and started moaning that he was, accusing him of being on PEDs. I don't know what Gervonta Davis fights have had VADA testing, but it's not difficult to ask for VADA testing in a contract, and certainly a fight of that magnitude should have. So, I was a bit surprised by that, but I've always got on very well with Gervonta Davis. I like him. I think he's a tremendous fighter. And I wish him all the best. After
having those conversations that you'd had and then him coming out with that and then sort of saying, you allowed a fight to go on after knowing that there was a positive drug test, I suppose that comes as a shock to you because you've already spoke to him despite the fact he knew all of that was already gone along?
I'm not really sure where I came into the conversation. I mean, I don't represent Ryan Garcia. My name came up. So it's quite often that happens these days, but it's quite flattering really. But yeah, I don't really know what else to tell you on it. Made him an offer. It's a great offer. He said he's getting paid a lot more than a $10 million minimum guarantee. If he is, congratulations, and we wish him all the best.
Eddie, Terence Crawford against David Avanesyan is a $39.99 UK pay-per-view price point. £32 it works out at, $39.99, but still £32 UK pay-per-view. That is the price for the UK viewers. Your thoughts?
So to watch it in the UK, you have to pay that.
32.
Really? Yeah, that's outrageous. Look, I think for an American pay-per-view, that's actually quite a cheap price point.
That is the US price point. That's the UK price point.
At the end of the day, Parsons, you need to get your facts right because you're mugging yourself.
No. The fact is, right, it's 30. No. You have. What I'm saying to you, the UK price point is in dollars. It's $39.99. I don't know.
How can you not know? I mean, you need to come better prepared for these.
That's not what I'm asking, Eddie. I
don't care what you're asking. I've asked you a question. You're sitting there behind your mic asking me all these questions. Well, I've got one for you, Parsons. What's the US price point for Crawford v Avanesyan?
I'll find out for you tomorrow, mate. I'll find out. I'm not interested. I'm not in the States. I'm not.
Good. You need to.
A $39.99 UK price point. Can I finally have your answer on it, mate?
Absolute ridiculous. It's going to do about 5 buys. I mean, firstly, look, I know people think that I criticise David Avanesyan. David Avanesyan is a very good fighter. He's a European level, world level guy. He's nowhere near elite in the welterweight division. It is an easy fight for Terence Crawford. David will try his best, but ultimately, it's the fight's going to flop. It's going to die on that platform, but it's okay because the more money that comes into the sport, the better for the fighter. So good luck for him.
Joshua changing trainers, looks like he's out in the States and doing more stuff, potentially looking away. New move, we've seen that he's gone into a couple of gyms that he perhaps wasn't necessarily in before. Your thoughts on it all?
Just travelling around, meeting people, looking, learning, as he always does. Getting that camp in order for a January 1st start, and that's when his camp will start. Obviously, any announcement on a trainers or training team will come from him. I'm in contact with him. We're planning his date and his fight. He will be out in the spring, and training camp will start from January the 1st.
As much as Jamie's telling me it's 10 minutes, it is actually 6 minutes 30, so we will rattle through these. Should Derek Chisora retire?
Should Derek Chisora retire? I mean, look, Derek Chisora has proved that he can beat world-ranked fighters, right? He just beat Kubrat Pulev. But what he couldn't do is compete with an elite heavyweight like Tyson Fury. The problem with Derek is he only really wants big fights, and to be in those fights he has to fight Hrgović, Joyce, Dubois, Dillian, like all these fights, and I feel like that would be a good way to bow out. But Derek's his own man, he's a great man, and he has to make his own decisions. For me, I wouldn't like to see him fight those tough fights after what we saw against Tyson Fury, but he's also still a very good heavyweight. But he's had a great career, he's earned a lot of money, and I just hope that he's happy, and we'll support him whatever decision he makes.
I'll rattle through these because Jamie Ward's actually scaring me now. Bob Arum's comments saying that you've pissed all of his money away, all of the Zone's money away. No, sorry, all of the Zone's money away, and everyone in the US laughs at you and you're embarrassing. Good bit of stir in the pot from me, I thought.
Apparently, so embarrassing. Wild, really. I mean, look, Bob's 92, as I said in an interview the other day, he's off his chops on all sorts. But at the same time, I do respect Bob Arum. I mean, he's a legend of promotion. I haven't seen anything impressive from Top Rank this year, and not in the last 6 months. They're going to small arenas. Their upcoming main event, I think after this show, is Effie, the heavyweight, against Oscar Rivas at Turning Stone. They have no ambition. They have no driving power or force behind them. I don't think their numbers on ESPN are impressive at all. I don't think their shows are impressive. And I think we're in a very good position in America. But I don't want to talk badly about them because I get accused of starting all this. This is Bob Arum attacking me, obviously for a reason.
Some good pot stirring, I have to be. I brought up the edible comment and just had to go with it.
Yeah, who did?
Me. I brought it up to Bob.
But that's what it's true. He's on another planet. But I respect him. And I'm not going to say anything bad about Bob Arum. We're young. We're aggressive, we're dynamic, we're the future of boxing.
They're now dismissing the IBF mandatory, saying that it's not due. Your reaction?
It's due because it's been called. How can it not be due if it's been called? So
saying that the WBA have sent a firm letter to the IBF saying that they're due first and it can't be called.
Dubois got the shot, and if Daniel Dubois doesn't push for the shot, then you know why. But we've been called for the mandatory with Filip Hrgović. Tyson Fury's confirmed he's not willing to fight for the IBF title. So, as far as we're concerned, Filip Hrgović is next.
Conor Benn, when are we going to hear any more?
Very soon, and we look forward to it.
Will that be anything with a B sample? Obviously, I know that 99.9% the same.
That the jury, the trial, everything, make a decision on. And I'm excited for it to be released.
Felix Cash versus Amo Williams. Yes. Is that going to be a main event in the States or the UK? Or I thought maybe like a Joshua co-main or something?
Or a main event. I mean, look, you'll see Amo on Saturday. He's going to be making a lot of noise. It's a great fight between two very, very good middleweights. And let's see Felix Cash come through on Saturday night. And then hopefully we can make a big fight of Amo Williams.
Eddie, finally from me, obviously we've got the fight and then we've got the football and then we've got the fight again. We play France in what is a really, really difficult game. We're unbeaten against them in World Cup form, but I think in the last 6 it's not looking too good. Just a prediction for the game and can the boys do it? Are you having more faith? I spoke to you after the Iran game. Yeah. You said I was getting too excited. What do you think now?
A great young team. I think Sterling's back, isn't he, for the game as well. Look, Saturday's going to be wild. 2 p.m. till 7 p.m. in the arena with undercard action. Then the England game, and then the main card. It's going to be a great sporting occasion. I am going full kit wanker. Right? I'm wearing I might even put the shin pads on. I'm going to be wearing England 100%. If we get beat, I might take it off for the main card. But just have a great night and get behind the boys, and I believe we can do it.
Push you for a score prediction, Eddie.
3-0 England.
Top man, thank you very much.